GWS, you're up for.
I'm up for.
Yes, you're up for.
Oh, well, Ward.
Who I don't think's actually going to poll a vote.
Oh, he might get a 1.
But you think one vote's going to be enough?
Be enough for the top of 3.
You would have to know 3.
No, I know it's 3 people, but actually trying to work out who's going to get votes in wins. Honestly, say I didn't watch a GWS win this year.
I can say I watched their first win.
Against the Gold Coast.
Yeah.
That's pretty sad. I watched Gold Coast versus GWS. What's even sadder is for the other 2 teams playing at the same time.
Adelaide and Geelong.
So you watched GWS and Gold Coast over Adelaide and Geelong?
We went in between the 2 games. That last quarter was pretty good. But you would know because you didn't see any GWS games.
No, I saw GWS games.
No, just not any wins.
No wins.
Well,
So I
that
could have seen 20 GWS games, you don't know. I've got Ward. I'll go Toby Green. Am I able to put in I'll only have 2 people poll votes?
If that came up, I'd actually just give you the win. If they were the only 2 GWS guys, I would give you the win. I love the way you pretend you've already admitted you didn't watch a GWS win, and now you're trying to think about who was good in a GWS win.
Yeah, well, who shines to the umpires?
In a win that you didn't see.
Giles.
I am going to confer with John Giles.
You don't confer!
We're just going to keep rolling with it. I think Stephen Caniglio will get best on ground in their first win. And I think Toby Green should get a vote or 2. Which means I haven't got Callum Ward in. You don't seem too interested by that.
Might not have played well in a win.
Alright. On to the second page.
How many teams we've done?
10. 8 to go.
Would have never been finished.
Richmond!
Richmond, who's this for?
Me.
Good.
It's a pretty simple 3, I would say. Unless you want to take them first.
No, sure job.
Cochin, Deledio, Tuck.
It's not going to be Tuck.
Been the 3rd best player this year.
Yeah, how many times do you reckon Richmond will poll the 3-2-1?
That's a few times during the year. And I don't think Deledio is going to poll every week. Late in the year, Deledio was quiet.
I'll go Newman. Cochin, Deledio, Newman.
I've got a big problem with this.
What, that I put him in my team and then he started to join out?
And I think you put him in about round 4, so he had about 18 rounds of being terrible.
So he needs to poll 4 2s to get 8.
And that's going to be good enough, you think?
It's going to be better than Tuck.
Oh, I don't think you're going to be right in that one. You could have had Ivan Marrick, Sean Grigg.
You could have had Ivan Marrick and Sean Grigg.
But Shane Tuck's coming 3rd.
In what?
For Richmond.
How do you know?
Because I know. I've actually seen the votes. I gave Andrew a call. I gave him a call and said, who's coming? I got the Brownlow game tonight.
He said, send me your spreadsheet.
Alright, you're up for West Coast, who I personally think are the hardest one to pick.
West Coast. Well, I'm going to go Kerr as number 1. And... no, I still reckon Pritis will be number 2. So I want to give it to Waters, but really you have to give it to one of the ruckmen.
So which ruckman are you giving it to?
Well, that's what I'm thinking about. You know, I'll go Cox. I don't reckon that Noy will poll that much.
I do concur, it's a tough...
You concur on Kerr?
Yes, I'm going to put Kerr for number 1, because he's a noted vote getter. I think that...
At some point...
I don't think Pritis is going to be top 3. I think you've got Selwood, Cox, and Natanui.
Selwood.
What?
Selwood was a good one.
Well, then I'll put Selwood 2nd. Thanks for helping me make my
You just said it.
Yeah, but I didn't know where I was going to put him. I think Natanui had enough 3-vote games.
Enough 3-vote games?
Yeah. I think he was best on ground in 3.
I don't reckon he's going to get 3 votes.
Carlton?
I don't reckon he's going to get 3 votes.
What, in the whole count?
In games.
Alright. So I'm up with Brisbane.
put the same. I reckon if you look after doing this, we've had the same first person over the last 5 years. Oh no, it wouldn't be anymore.
I'm going to say Jack and Tom are the top two, and I think it's a toss-up between a number of them. I'm going to go with a bit out there pick. I'm going to say Dane Zorko for number 3.
It will be Redden. Then it will be Black.
I think it's going to be Black.
Of course it is. The guy's polled 6,000 Brownlow votes.
You
I'm sure he can poll another 10.
Didn't poll any last year.
He's polled 6,000.
Didn't poll any last year.
Have a look at their wins.
Did you see any of them? There was a few more in it. You might have seen.
I saw a Brisbane win.
No, he was pretty good in round 1 against Melbourne. I'll give him 2 there.
Yeah, and then Rockcliffe. Doesn't matter, like, when you get to...
Rockcliffe could be the bandit.
You two and having a fun old time? Oh,
Absolutely.
am I interrupting, am I?
Guest of cameo appearance. You're up with Melbourne.
Why bother? I will go...
We can edit that part out.
What, Melbourne?
Yeah, it's not Melbourne. If we're now talking about another team, that was just edited out.
And then this will be edited out as well.
What?
Melbourne. They're not going to have 3 people
Yes,
poll
they
votes.
They had 2 wins where they're going to get 3, 2 and 1.
No, they might get 3 and 2.
They're getting 3, 2 and 1. Once again, it's good to see that you're keeping it really interesting for everybody who may still be watching.
Freaking Melbourne. You've probably got about 12 players you know. How many of them are actually going to poll votes?
How many of these wins did you see?
How many Melbourne wins did I see? How many Melbourne games did I see?
So you prefer to watch
I
GWS to Melbourne?
I saw a Melbourne game in 2010.
So you're going to put Brad Green down here?
Yeah, he did right.
Liam Jurra perhaps?
The Hurricane. Austin Wanamariri.
Oh, they've changed a lot this Melbourne team. You used to love to watch Melbourne.
When?
Well, when they had Wanamariri and
No,
Jurra.
I didn't. You did.
Well, everybody did.
You raved. Let's go back to day 1 or something in the 225 days when your mate got picked up, your boy got picked up to coach,
Yeah.
and how good he was going to be.
He's been pretty good.
Yeah.
You have to clarify when you say your boy as well. You can't just leave it as your boy.
Well, if I say your boy the coach, how many coaches have Melbourne got?
Could be Neil Craig. I've liked Neil Craig.
Who's Coach Melbourne?
He's his assistant.
Oh yeah, I was talking about the assistant coach. And I was
Todd
talking about
Viney.
Peter Rowe from Port Adelaide.
Again, we're going to have to put a time limit 1 year.
Well, what? I've got Melbourne and I got freaking who's the other team I had?
Well, I had GWS.
Yeah, that's
I
easy.
had Brisbane.
That's easy.
GWS, how was that easy? You sat there for an hour
I
trying
didn't sit there for an hour on Carlton or something. I wasn't sat there for an hour. Essendon.
and Miss Brent Stanton.
Yeah,
Because you don't remember round 1 before.
If I had remembered Brent Stanton, I would have done that pick quickly.
Would you still have Paddy Ryder in there?
It's pretty lucky to get a gig, really. I will go for... They've really got nothing.
I know, that's why you might as well just throw darts and see what you come up
Oh,
with.
well, Mitch Clark.
He did contribute about 7 games for us.
Yeah, how many of those... They've probably played 60% of their win.
He played the first 10 games and they lost all by over 70 points. Actually, here's an interesting stat on Melbourne. Their 4 biggest defeats all came on the road. They weren't actually that bad in Melbourne.
How's that an interesting stat?
Well, people say they were a terrible team, but they were actually competitive in Melbourne.
Well,
Just when they went on the
competitive
road.
losses.
Well, this is coming from the old...
Looking for home draws and away
Yeah,
losses.
that's it.
Magna. And
Just adding to the professionalism of this production.
Matthew Pate.
The funny thing is, I actually think that's probably the most likely of your 3. The fact that you didn't even have Nathan Jones within your top 3 is embarrassing. Don't rate him much. And Grimy Grimes.
Jack Grimes did nothing.
Grimy Grimes will poll more than your 3 combined, I reckon. And for third, I'm
Well,
going.
it's not going to be hard. If he polls 1, he'll probably get more than my 3 combined.
Trengrove's a chance. Lyndon Dunn might get a 3.
Matthew Bate might get a 3.
Yeah, Matthew Bate actually might get one. I don't think Mitch Clark's actually going to get any because he didn't do anything in their wins. No, I'm going to go with Lyndon Dunn because I think there's one game where he might get best on ground.
And what game was that?
I can't remember. It was a winning.
Well, I reckon Mitch Clark might get best on ground in one game. Sat in the stands and did a good job of it.
Look good in doing so.
I hope I don't get an awful team again.
Well, I've got the Western Bulldogs, so there's one of the awful ones gone.
So here's the problem with the Bulldogs. Their people got 45 possessions every week and aren't going to poll.
Is this your discussion of the Bulldogs, your analysis of the Western Bulldogs? They had lots of people that got possessions.
They did.
I'm going Boyd and Griffin for 1 and 2.
Oh, what a surprise.
And I think Cross.
What a surprise.
Well, you could say Cooney. You could say Luke Darlhouse to be different.
I'll just need to cut and paste from last year when I put it on the computer. I'll go Griffin, why not?
What, first?
Yeah.
Okay.
What? Boyd's going to get the Bulldogs' best player in about 15 games. That'll probably be in about 14 losses, though. Then I'll go Boyd.
Yeah.
And I'll go Chris Grant. And then Cross.
Luke Darcy's been pretty good this year.
And Luke Darcy's annoying.
Oh, he's the worst commentator around. Him and BT. I hope you lose by 1 now because I seriously think you've just done that to be different for Griffin.
I haven't done it to be different.
There's no way Boyd's going to poll less than Griffin.
Boyd has 1,000 possessions every week.